Hi guys, hello, you're in Shameem's kitchen today and I am going to show you how to make chicken sweet corn soup. So chicken corn soup the Asian way. Basically what you need for this is, I've got 4 little pieces of chicken here, washed and put in a pot. Then I've got, these are all the ingredients: 1 egg, 1 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper powder. You'll also need 1 teaspoon of this salt, which is Chinese salt. This gives it sharpness. I haven't put that out, but I wanted to show you. If you don't have this, this is called Chinese salt. Then you need cream of corn soup. Basically you get tins of this, but what I do is use a small tin of corn, and it has water in it already, so 1/2 tin of that. So all you do is process it in the food processor quite roughly, not process so it's all mush. You can see some of the sweet corn there, look, in pieces, so just quite roughly ground. And you'll need some olive oil at the end and some corn flour. So these are all the ingredients, and some water, 5 glasses of water. So you've got corn flour, olive oil, sweet corn roughly ground in the food processor, so that's 3, Chinese salt, black pepper, normal salt, 1 egg and 4 pieces of chicken. Okay, so these are all your ingredients. So now that I've got the chicken there all washed and ready, all I'm going to do is add the 4 to 5 glasses of water. So what I've done is I've already boiled the water to make it easy. So if you put cold water in it, it will take longer to bring to the boil because you need to boil it. So we add that in. 5. If you put cold water in, bring it to the boil. If you put cold water in, you'll need to bring it to the boil. I've made it so it hurries it along. So that's 5 glasses of water. And to this you need to add your salt. A little bit of extra salt, not the salt that you've got saved already. I'm going to use a bit from here. Just put some salt in the water with the chicken. So once you put your chicken in, put in 1/2 teaspoon of salt. Bring it to the boil. It's on high heat at the moment, as you can see. As soon as it becomes to the boil, you'll need to turn it to medium and cover it and leave it for 15 to 20 minutes, depending on when the chicken becomes soft. The different pieces of chicken take different timings. Okay, it's been 15 minutes now. So we need to check if the chicken's been done, which I think it will have. So we take the chicken out of the water. And it's there, look. Let it cool. I've switched the water off, so we're going to let the chicken cool, and then we're going to shred this chicken. As you can see, I've taken the bones out of the chicken, and I'm now shredding the chicken because it's cool enough to touch. So all you need to do is make it very small shredded pieces. Once it's all ready, then it needs to be added to the water, what we left. Use both hands. I'm only using one hand because I'm holding the camera with the other hand. Use both hands and you'll be quicker at it. I think that's all done now into shredded bits. That's the water. We put the shredded chicken in the water. What was left over from before. Put the cooker back on. Give it a stir. Bring the water back up to the boil. And depends on how much soup you want to make. I'm sticking with how much I've got. But if you want to make a large quantity of soup, add more water to it. Bring it back to the boil. I've added the chicken. Now I'm going to add the sweet corn. Bring this to the boil, give it a mix. I suppose my chicken could have been more shredded finely, but I've done it with one hand, so it's a bit thick, but you can shred it very thinly. The thinner it is, the better it is. Just moving things out of the way. As this is coming to the boil, I will just show you the egg that we had. I've actually beaten it, so that's egg already ready to get in. That's going to go in. And then I've also, the corn flour that I had, I put 2 tablespoons, this is a tablespoon, I've put 2 tablespoons of corn flour heaped with some water and mixed it to make it into a paste. So this is going to be going in as well, so just so that you're ready while that's coming to the boil, you can have these ready. I've just mixed that and that's watery now. If you want thicker soup, you add more corn flour to make it thick, because this is a thickener. And if you want thin consistency of soup, then you put less in. So I put 2 heaped tablespoons in for the quantity I'm making. So everything I've given you in the ingredients, if you want to make for a large family, you double the ingredients. So instead of 1 egg, you have 2 eggs. Instead of half a teaspoon of salt, you use a full teaspoon, and vice versa, like that. So depending on the quantity you're making. Okay, this looks like as it's coming to the boil. The Chinese salt that I showed you first, this one, when it comes out of the bottle it looks like this, like rice. Okay, it's glazed. This gives sharpness to the soup. So we're now going to add all the spices. Okay, I'm now going to add the cornstarch, which has been stuck. So what you must remember, this is a thickener, so it would have settled on the bottom, so keep it liquid. And what I'm going to do is, as I add this slowly, turn this up a bit, I have to keep stirring, otherwise it will become lumpy. So you add it slowly and keep stirring. Don't stop stirring. As you can see, as this has been added, the soup has gone thick, and I think that's way too thick for my liking, so I like a bit thinner. So I'm going to add some water to it, which I've already boiled. Make sure it's boiling water. It depends how you like your thick. See how thick that's become? That was just 2 tablespoons. If you want to make it thinner, add more water. Bring it to the boil. I'll turn this up. Let this mix in the taste, because you don't want to. You give it about a minute to mix it in. It still looks quite thick to me. And obviously, bring that to the boil. That's a bit better. Obviously, we need to give it a minute or so for the thickener to get mixed in, otherwise it will taste a bit, oh, it's just flour. Bring it to the boil, and then all we've got is that we've got our egg ready now as well, which is the second to last stage, so that's been beaten. We're going to do the same with the egg. When this comes to the boil, we're going to add the egg slowly in as well. Why slowly? Because the same thing happens. If you add it in all one go, it's just going to be lumps. See the consistency, how thick it's gone already? You can see no lumps in it with the thickener. So we continue to stir it while we're doing this. A very good dish for winter, making your own chicken corn soup. And it's very, very famous in Pakistan. In all the restaurants and hotels, they make this. Starts off as a starter with your meal. Yep, it's come to the boil. You see? Okay, now I'm going to start adding the egg, and again I'm going to continue to stir. I'm going to just, before I do this, I'm just going to turn it low a bit. Not too thick. So continue to stir as you add the egg, because it's going to be very thin strips of egg. See what's happening? A bit more. Otherwise if you put it all in once, it'll be lumpy. And it look like fried eggs, bits of fried egg, and we don't want that. We want it all stringy. See? All the white bits, these are all the egg bits now. Eggs added, another minute or so that to get it mixed all nicely. It's done. So I've heated the oil. Remember, it was your olive oil. So I've heated that up on a low heat. And that's the last thing that's going to go in here. Just move back when you add this, just in case it sprinkles on you. It hasn't, because I haven't heated it that much. Like a third cup. And that should be your soup ready. Just leave it on for a few minutes. Chicken corn soup ready.